what I've learned in the last 11 years is over-communicate. Right? Don't assume they know what you want.
Welcome to the Best Hour of Their Day podcast with your hosts, Jason Fernandez.
And me, Jason Ackerman. With more than 20 years in the business,
As both coaches and affiliate owners,
our passion is to help create world-class affiliates
and coaches by building
better boxes. Welcome to
the best hour of your day.
All right, we're here in Vegas.
We are?
We're in Vegas. We got
Couldn't
Dario.
tell by the heat.
Yeah, it is hot. Do you think it's better or worse than Florida?
Way better. Way better.
That's what Todd said. I don't
The
know.
humidity. It's the humidity.
Yeah, the humidity. If it was at 108 right now,
Is it
Yeah.
that warm here?
It's hot.
your face would
Yeah.
be melting off if we were in Florida. 100%.
This is the new style of shirt, huh?
It is.
What is unique about this?
It's one of those my lifestyle stuff. Something we can wear outside
like
of the gym.
it.
Thanks.
It's
I
straight
like
out of
it.
the 80s with this
You know
acid
what I mean?
wash, dude.
I like it.
Yeah, no, Apache Mike. You know Mike?
Yes, I know who
Yeah,
you're
he
talking
sent
about.
me a shirt similar, but it's like this cut is very hip.
Yep.
Like our old pair,
old school,
she's
yeah.
always wearing this. I'm like, give me like the next level cut is still where I'm at.
Dude, we just rolled out like our third tie-dye design, and that shit sells.
Tie-dye's-
dude.
Like that.
I don't know
I
why.
got I got Boucher gave me a tie dye last night, and
Tie-dye
Ellie
Tuesday.
from Coney Island.
Jess shot me a picture of you in the Starbucks line. She was like, he's up.
She said that to me. I didn't get it till after, and I was like, let me ask you a serious question. You tell me, when you met, do I look like a little person? Like, do I look like a little person? Like, I say little person, you know what I'm saying? Like, the PC, like, sub 5 foot. Do I look
think
like
you've grown since when I first met you.
I
You
promise
for
you
sure.
I've not
You
grown.
sprouted out a little bit.
It's better now that you're not inflamed.
No, she sent me that picture. I'm like, oh, that looks like a very small person.
Well, your chest was at the counter height, so it looked like this. And you were like, oh.
I'll take a Venti Americano, please.
They're like, you're too young.
Like
Whoa.
we're parents.
Let's talk North Naples CrossFit.
Yep.
I've known you a long time,
Yeah.
almost 10 years now. And I just want to talk about all the awesome things. You got your beautiful wife over there. You've
Yeah.
got 2 kids. Let's talk about the journey of Dario in CrossFit. Something you don't know. I told this to Dario early on. He very easily could have been a CrossFit Games athlete. Remember I told you that?
Yep, I heard that. quite a
You
bit.
are like, I
There's a lot
remember.
of fitness in that
I
body.
remember the first time I saw him working out. There's like I don't know if it still goes on. Remember Thunderdome?
Yep.
Obviously,
Yep.
does it still have
They
it?
just switched it. A new name. It's going to be in October.
But I remember like watching you, and I don't remember who's on your team that year. I was like, that dude, because this is the thing. He used to train like once a week. And he
Class.
would,
That's all you have to, not once a week. I would do class.
but then he would come in and be like, yeah, 2-minute Fran. Like that was like the first time we did Fran. I want to say, and he was like 2 and like low 2s.
2:11.
You'll appreciate this. We were at the hotel this morning, and you and Sophia were walking away, and I was like, I think that's Dario. She's like, that guy? And I was like, yeah. She's like, oh, for sure he's a CrossFit. I can tell by the way he's waddling through the.
But he's just like he's like
She's like, he's hulking his way through the slot machines.
But you look bigger too. Like, have you been?
It's just a shirt. It's
No,
just a shirt.
you put on some mass.
A little bit. Doing a little bit more hypertrophy work,
yeah.
but still doing class. That's what you need. You don't need all this extra stuff.
He's been. That's interesting because as long as I've known you, I've never seen you do something outside class. I mean,
You don't need it.
maybe you do like the class workout, but
Yeah.
because you're on shift, Dario. Are you what's the?
Lieutenant.
You're a lieutenant
Yep.
now.
8
Is that as
years.
high as you can go?
No. So
Captain,
operations, you have captain and then battalion chief. So that'll be the next step.
I want to chat about that because your affiliate is a lot of fire. At least when I was there. And I
Not
think
as
it was-
much, but we saw a few. Yeah.
But I think when one of you does it and they see it, right? They
Yeah.
don't, like, because I was saying like Cardwell, he's awesome.
Yeah, great.
He's
He still
like
comes.
the-
He still comes. Yeah.
Yeah, he pops up on my Facebook
Yeah.
feed. No, but you always were someone who just did class. What caused that? Because you could have easily went down that path of like, I'm gonna try to go to regionals and do my own thing, but you never did it.
I tried it for a little bit. Got a coach. It's just a amount of a lot of time. It's what is important to you, right? So if you go to class, the intensity, you can't get that by yourself.
No.
For hours on end.
There's a handful of people who can do it, but most cannot.
Yeah. So, I didn't want to allot 3-4 hours a day to that. For what? Ego? You know?
Yeah.
So,
That's why most people do it.
yeah, I guess.
But and you've maintained, your fitness, and as someone who now you've got 2 kids, you're on shift at the fire department. There's value in just being able to show up, train 3-4 times a week for an hour, and let it support your life.
Yeah, because so that's just class, right? Still doing other things outside, walking the kids, playing around with them, as you guys know.
How old are your 2 now?
They're young.
Quattro's going to be 3 in August, and then Santi is 1.5. He'll be 2.
So we have like almost the exact same.
Yeah, they're 15 months apart. They're awesome.
Yeah, so he'll be 3 in August, so he's getting to be fun.
He's been fun.
Is he?
He's been fun, yeah.
Oh, man, Madison is not.
Five's real fun.
Yeah?
Chappie's 5 now?
Dude, so fun.
Is he 5?
Yeah.
Chappie?
5.5.
I saw him on stage. What was that when he was like waving at Jess?
Oh, that was like 2 months
Graduation
ago.
for
No, that was
something?
like it was the Christmas pageant or whatever that was. I think maybe.
Yeah.
Oh no, that might have been graduation
It
actually.
was
now that-
recent.
Yeah, it was
when
recent.
he was like doing the "I love you" to Jess.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, dude, this guy and his mom.
Who
He's such a mama's boy.
who do your 2 favorite? Who do they like? Sophia or you?
I mean, it's hard not to like her, but they have their moments, When I'm on shift, they're a little bit upset at me, so they miss me
Yeah.
a little bit, and then when I come home, they're upset that I was
You're
gone
there?
for 24 hours. Yeah. They're like, wait a second, dude.
Yeah.
Like, Mom
Where you
let us
been?
do this. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go back now. Your CrossFit journey. You actually started at Naples, right? CrossFit Naples.
Yep. That's where I did my first workout.
That was when Mario, was it?
Yep.
At the time.
Yep.
And how'd you get involved there?
So Matt, my business partner at the beginning, he invited me over there.
You played football together, I want to say.
Who, Mario or Matt?
No, you and Matt.
We grew up. We played
Yeah.
Little League since we were the age of 10, yeah. And I was doing bodybuilding. I was working at a
You
gym.
did bodybuilding. That's
yeah,
right.
Yeah, did a couple
When you had the long
competitions.
beard in your
Yep.
body. I remember seeing those pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
And then you found CrossFit.
Yep. I think my first workout was Diane, and I died. I did strict handstand push-ups and completely
Just the
got
fact that you
obliterated.
could even do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
He's fit. Yeah. And then what was the journey like from, hey, I found this thing, I'm going to this box? Because Naples is unique. I was trying to explain to somebody yesterday talking about you. I'm like, 5 miles is like 30 minutes because
Yep.
there's like, except for 75, it's
Yep.
like, it's hard to get anywhere.
Yeah. It's a big grid, but you have to drive everywhere.
Because like CrossFit Naples is probably 4 or 5 miles from you, but it's
25
30, yeah,
25,
it's like
30 minutes, yeah.
There's no easy way
with
to get
no
there.
traffic, yeah.
So, were you already living in the north area?
No, we're living right where we're living now.
You're right. So you were
Yeah,
closer to the, and
To
you would
the-
go commute all the way to
Yep.
cross.
Yep. Because there was only a few in town at that point. There was 3.
Where there was Naples, Red Line, and what was
And
it?
Blaze.
Real, a Blaze.
Place.
And-
And Real Fitness. So
There's
Red
a
Line as
lot.
well, so
There's
there's 4.
quite a few boxes in that small.
Yep.
That's what I was telling Fern. I was like, Naples is unique because it is an older demographic.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say your demographic is?
Demographic, 35 to 50, dual income, right?
Oh, white, Jewish.
Yep. Dual income. Yeah, but we obviously have, like most places, all walks of life. So,
Yeah,
but
you can still get some young.
yeah,
I mean,
but more so people were looking to increase their longevity. Wise. So.
You know what's funny is you're saying that we hear that my demographic is about
us.
this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's everybody's demographic.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that is the demographic that you
Yeah.
want to be working with. Is
Yeah.
that like 35, 50 years old, like prime time?
people with
Yeah.
jogos that can pay their bills.
That's the
Right,
biggest
yeah.
thing, right? So,
Yeah.
20,
That-
25, yeah, maybe, but they don't have that expendable income to.
Yeah.
No, but you had a lot. Your younger members were often like the older kids of some of the members,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Which means just their parents are paying.
Yeah.
But it's unique because it is a small. People say like, I can't have. There's too many boxes in my area. It's like you're in this tiny bubble of Naples, and there was, because when I was there was probably like 7, 8 boxes.
I think at a height we had 9.
And that's not even, you go like a little bit the other direction towards the Estero. There was like
Yep.
Ionic, Fireball, like a
Yep.
bunch in that direction too.
How many are there now?
Naples 4.
So
Okay.
you, Naples.
Blaze, and Real Fit.
Okay. So some have left.
Yeah.
But you, what do you think is attributed to you not only standing, but growing? I mean, when I was there, you went from one bay to the bigger one.
Yep.
And that was your second move, I want to say.
Yeah, so 1, and then this is our second one, yeah.
And also, from day one, you always charged like a fair value, meaning like 180.
Absolutely.
I want to say like at 185, right?
Yeah, so if I hear in town that somebody else is more expensive, we got to be more expensive than that, right? So because we provide the most value.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
No, you guys always had fantastic coaches.
Yeah, and I think that's what among community programming, and we carry Cliff and Fide. That's what sets us apart.
Dude.
Remember that? That was like.
Well, I think what's really setting you apart is the new flavors that you guys were first to market with those new flavors.
Oh,
no, I want to. Here's what I want. I want to know what as you look back, right? Because you've been through, like, you came in, had a partner, bought your partner out, expanded your space, and have done all of that. Continue to train, grow a family, and the gym's now, on a really nice talk to me about the different phases of that.
All right, so when we first opened, 2013, 24 years old, had no idea. YouTube wasn't a thing. There was no mentorship or anything. Our desk was old cabinets that we found in the space before us with a piece of plywood on top. Right, so
was that in the place that I joined? Or you were in a place before that, right?
So we were in a place before that. So where we're currently at in the middle of the plaza, right next door, was 1,500 square feet. Then we moved to 3,000. Now we're 3,500.
Yeah, and it's a much brighter space too. The place that I started at was like narrow and dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when
you couldn't do wall balls on the one side because there was like
the blinds people.
The
blinds. Yeah, they want to
They're like, don't. I remember like early on, I like kicked up to do handstand push-ups. And Dom was like, "Get down!" I was like, "What am I doing?" He's like, "You can't do handstand push-ups."
So in those early days, like, what's the gym like in the early days?
Right, no structure. It was a great time, hanging out, partying. Probably just when you guys, it was like a big fraternity.
I'll tell you something. So I go to visit Naples for the first time, and I was looking at the boxes. I was considering moving there, and then my mom was like, "I think there's a CrossFit nearby." And we drove down to Mockley, and I was like, "Oh, it's right there. Let me email them." And I never heard back.
Yep.
Point being, like, that was how they were, like...
Yeah.
No, they were screening their clients.
That might have been, but I was like, "Hey, I'm thinking about..." And there was, like, no response. I was like, okay. And then I finally moved there and met him.
What year is that? What time frame is
2013.
this?
April 1st, 2013.
Oh, so this is... Okay. So how long does that version of the box exist? Like, this kind of, like, early stages, we're just here to rage?
Probably about a year. And then a little bit more, a place to work out and stuff. Then it became a business. We moved into a bigger location 10 months later just because the opportunity came about. And then we started taking it a little bit more seriously.
You guys were like valets, I want to say, at the time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
That's what you were doing?
I think I worked at Hertz at the time. I was doing personal training in people's homes. Just like a...
So what's going on with probably you and your partner as you guys are what's the catalyst? You're like, hey, we should probably run this like a business. Did something happen, or you're just like, this is getting a little tired?
Right, no income. Right,
being broke. Got it. Yeah.
Being broke. Yep.
It's a good
just
push.
Seeing when we went to when Ben Bergeron was putting on
you've always gone to
always.
Yeah.
So once we started to go there, seeing the success people were having and having a career in that, then we started to take it a little bit more serious. Yeah.
And then, so you move into the new space, and then what's that transition look like? All right, we'll call it like box 1, 2, and then 3. Maybe.
Yeah. So 2, a lot more the sport of CrossFit, I guess you can say, athletes and focusing on that.
It's about that time.
Yeah, but also like Matt was very like competitive.
Yep.
Dom
exactly right.
was super competitive.
Yep.
Like the coaches were coaches, and you felt it trickle down. Like
that's how it works.
Yeah. Like I tell this story of Dom. We're in the middle of this terrible workout, and I'm like over it at this point, like of training. Like I'm like, I do this like Dario and he's like in my face screaming.
He was good at that.
Yeah, and he was like, "How bad you want it?" And I was like, "Not this bad." I was like, "I don't want this." I was like, it was like cleans and burpees. Like, I don't want it, Dom. And, but Dom, he's my guy that I think of when I'm like, this workout's brutal. You're gonna love it. And I'm like, I don't want to do it now because you told me it was right. That's Dom, who I always. Now he's a very different human being, but
he's a great dude.
Yeah, you still keep in touch. Like, he's a mayhem coach now.
Yep.
Oh,
he was actually. I saw him in the documentary that Hiller did on mayhem.
Okay, yeah.
I saw him and Olivia in it, and I like reached out to him, and I was like, "Oh, it's like
he's doing
it's
well.
cool to see him doing so well."
Yeah, we talk here so often, especially on social media and stuff like that. We reach out to each other. Yeah, he's doing well.
It was fun to see like Dom. He's this young kid, was training for region. He was very, very fit. I think he burned out on training.
I think so.
You know, but he also got really into coaching. Like he got pulled away and hired by Mayhem.
Yeah, he's talented. He's a talented individual.
And now like he was all over that doc. Like he connects really well with his athlete.
He does.
Dom D'Agostino.
Yeah, good dude.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
But so Fern was saying like you're in the new space.
Yep.
You wear this competitive box, but what was the transition to like a lifestyle box?
We were in that space. It was a year. We moved into this space about 6 years ago. So in between, once we moved into the new space, that's when it was starting to become a professional gym, right? Clean. We were always clean.
You were OCD.
Particular.
Yeah, but clean. Like you were clean.
Yeah.
But you had that one bathroom in the one spot.
Yeah. I mean, go back to what Glassman used to say, show me your bathroom, I'll show you that you care. And so I stuck with that, and still this day, I'd probably say we're the cleanest facility around.
Yeah, and you have AC.
And we have AC.
Which is nice. And like it's crazy that some of the boxes...
I have no idea how they do that.
It's so hot. And your equipment just rusts.
Well, I mean, there's so many... But
how do you balance being a firefighter with... Because so at the last Mastermind, your hot seat was all about life balance, work-life balance. So let's talk about that. How do you take a job that you don't... You know, your shift rotates, you're often tired, you get off at 7 a.m., and run a successful business?
Support, right? You can't do it by yourself. So I have an amazing wife. I'm a father and husband first and foremost, and without them, I couldn't manage everything.
Don't you have like 4 dogs still?
4 dogs, 4 Dobermans. Yeah.
Dobermans.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Scary.
They're on some land, so they can run around.
Yeah, they got a big... But I mean, I would go to your house when Sophia would come. Is she still cutting it at the house?
No, I have to go pay to get my hair cut today. She doesn't cut hair anymore. She'll cut the boys' hair.
She's just doing the eyebrows now?
Yeah.
She did Roz's eyebrows.
Yeah.
But how do you... I mean, saying like that is great, but like, what are some of the action items you do to actually make that work?
Planning everything out, writing everything down, and more so caring. Right? I give a shit about the people at the gym, my friends, my family.
Right, but what does that... Unpack that a little bit. What does that mean? We all care, right?
Yeah,
Let's assume everybody cares, but how it manifests itself... Let's assume that most box owners care.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between I care and then that care actually manifests itself into some sort of action where that is... if somebody walked in and be like, oh, this dude really gives a shit, versus like, I care. You can say it, but then there's doing it, and if you're doing it, you don't really have to say it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Probably being in the fire service and seeing helping people off the ground that aren't able to, do a burpee essentially, or help them literally from the chair to the bed. Seeing that has drove passion where people that come to the gym, help them out, get fitter so they can trickle it like a butterfly effect.
What are the majority of calls that you go on? Falls.
Yeah, 90% of our calls are medical calls, yeah.
Like what?
Falls. Yeah, people fall. I mean, I'll get a call that somebody's, there's a beep in somebody's house, and it's just their smoke detector needs a battery. More so, you won't believe the calls we get.
Like they're just like, we don't know what it is. Something's beeping.
Yep.
And then you're like, have you checked the microwave? Like,
have you checked your
smoke alarm?
Yeah.
Well, no,
like,
but you're absolutely right. Like, because you heard me talking, I was like, I need to get the box is like a mile from my mom, and I want to get someone to go there because that is a concern. I'm like, you're gonna fall down, and like at 70 years old, this does not improve.
No.
Like you're not gonna wake up at 75 like I'm fitter than I was. Like all at this point, I'm like, hey, if we can maintain what she has, I'd be happy. But ideally,
well, I'm asking because like you see essentially the sickest of society.
Yep.
And
we're pretty sick.
Yeah. Like I don't. So like, but that doesn't. Not everybody decides they want to open a gym because they see that. But you're like, oh, I'm going to do something about this.
But you didn't open because of that.
No, so I opened.
But that's a lot of the driving. But what I'm saying is not. It's not why I opened it. But that's a lot of his drive. What he's saying is like that's why I give a shit so much is because I see.
Firsthand.
I see the opposite of that.
Yeah, so I opened the gym because I was doing personal training. There's only so many hours in a day of going to people's houses and stuff like that. I wanted to open up just like a Globo gym / CrossFit / this / that. And Matt wanted to open up like a clothing type of store. And,
How did that? You convinced him
Well,
not to open a clothing store.
it was like luxury slip-on sandals.
This was literally his vision.
that
Like
was
he's
his-
like,
that was-
Dario, hear me
Yeah, he
out.
likes fashion. He likes fashion.
I'm gonna sandals.
I mean, back in the
Luxury sandals.
luxury.
But you never did that.
No.
Clearly, he's here.
No, I know,
Yeah.
but I
And
didn't
we're
know
not,
there was a
and we're not
moment.
talking about the launch of his new
I
sandal.
didn't know if there was a moment where they had both.
No. So I wanted to open up that. He wanted to open that. We lived together at the time. I'm like, hey, dude, let's try this CrossFit thing. We both love it. We like to coach individual athletes. And he's that side of the brain as far as he was the creative part. And at that point, I couldn't do this back in 2013. My knees will buckle. My tongue would swell. I couldn't stand in front of people.
And talk?
Oh, yeah, I was terrified of talking.
Really?
Yeah.
You? And by the way, the Matt Torres, owner of
Yeah.
Brute Strength. So you wait, I want to go. You didn't like public speaking? You didn't like talking in front of people?
No, not even close.
Really?
How did you personal train people?
Yeah, even that is public
Did you
speaking.
use sign language? What did you do?
I drew stick figures, like Pictionary, and I had to guess.
Watch me. No, wait.
That was more like a drill sergeant thing, and you're one-on-one with somebody, right? But standing in front of a group, I remember in college taking public speaking, and it was terrifying.
But you're great at it.
Practice,
Has
11 years of it.
The fire department's helped too?
Yeah.
Because do you actually teach now?
Yeah.
Other people at the...
Yep. So as you go up, so firefighter, engineer, lieutenant, so on and so forth, you're teaching the next group that's coming up. So new firefighters, probies, probationary firefighters, they come in, you got to teach them the ropes, right? So you're the authoritative figure in that sense, right?
What's your favorite part about being a firefighter?
What's my favorite? The schedule.
The schedule?
Yeah.
Really? What it just...
And everybody likes firefighters. You know,
That is
there's other
true.
professions
that is true.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, like police, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
people,
yeah.
even though they're heroes too. Yeah,
Yeah.
people. The
But that-
firefighters get the
They get
good,
all the love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you like about it? Because I think I can understand why you say that, but then also knowing I've seen you come off a shift where you didn't get sleep.
Oh yeah, 100%. So probably the biggest thing is if somebody's in jeopardy or something's going on, or as simple as Granny fell, I want to be that person to pick her off the ground or help them when they're in their worst time, right? So I want to be that guy.
Were you always like that?
I think so.
Did you play team sports as a kid?
I did.
Yeah, football.
Were you always that kid who was just like getting everybody hype on the team for games?
No, I was
Just
more-
not. He didn't speak.
I didn't speak though.
But he's doing a lot of ass padding. Come on, guys, we
Oh,
can do it.
a lot of grabbing a little bit. Like,
No, but yeah, you are like that is you. As you say, and like Dario is a giver.
that's
would
my love
say.
language.
Is it?
Gift giving? Yeah.
Gift giving?
Oh, I didn't get any
Yeah, I
gifts
didn't
today.
get it. Where's
I
our-
mean, wait till later. Wait till later.
That is your love language. So let's talk about this.
Mhm.
You did, you were in partnership, as was I, with someone.
Yep.
And it did not continue. So I think a lot of affiliate owners have either gone through that, they are going to go through it, they
Yep.
want to go through
Yeah.
it. How challenging was that?
At the beginning, not so much, but when you start getting to
But you were like me and my partner. We just didn't talk.
that's like in what sense? As far as
The
like
very
who's
beginning,
responsible-
it's like this isn't hard because we're just ignoring the
yeah, what's-
elephant in the room.
Yeah. Oh, people are gonna drop off their checks for their month and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like no systems or anything. Hey, you do the programming this week. I'll do it next week. Yeah. So it was advice. Make sure everything's written down. Towards the end, I wanted to focus more on the demographic in our area, and he wanted to focus more on the sport, which he's doing a phenomenal job at now.
Yeah,
with
and then he moved to, it's not Jacksonville. He's
Yeah,
at
Jacksonville.
Tailwinds. Is it?
Yeah,
Okay, it is
yeah.
Jacksonville.
Yeah, so he's doing phenomenal for himself. He's really talented at that. And I feel like my talent is staying where I'm at and staying in my lane there.
It's fun because I got to see, I really felt like I saw both of you grow, like, and you've really matured. I think this won't come across right for Matt, but like as an actual human, like since I met you, like you met Sophia,
Yeah.
you've had 2 kids, like
Yeah.
you've really grown in the fire department, like your ability to connect with people at the box. And Matt,
sure.
I remember I tell him all the time, like he'd be like sitting at the desk programming, like for like people
he'll-
like me,
yeah,
and now he's programming for games at like.
Yeah, he put in the hours. He
Yeah,
put in the
people
hours.
see it and they're like, oh, that's like, they don't see like the
put in a
5
lot.
years I was there, and he would just be not training, programming.
Yep.
And same for Dom.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah, they
seeing
put in
him
the
and Mayhem.
10,000 hours,
Yeah,
the
really
masters
did.
of it, yeah, for
So
sure.
you both, and I think that's okay. Like, you guys kind of went in your different directions.
Yeah, he's being successful at what he's doing. I feel like I'm getting some success.
I would love for you two to talk again.
Yeah, sure.
One day.
Reach out.
Oh, man. All right here. We'll do it on the podcast. No, because I really love you both, and you're both great people, but I also understand, like, it's hard. Like, it's like a divorce, right? Like, my parents haven't spoken in 44 years,
Yeah.
and I didn't talk to my partner for 10 before we talked again, but
So,
it's challenging.
you've had multiple, we'll call it seasons of your affiliate ownership,
Yeah.
right? You have the early season, and then you have a partnership. You guys move into kind of make it business oriented.
Yeah.
You separate as partners. You expand your. What are some of the big takeaways, or what are some of the things you look back on that you're like, man, those were like big lessons learned? Like,
Again, talking more and more, so writing things down. So you can talk about it, 3-hour conversation, and then, everything's in.
And
in the cloud.
you heard one thing, I heard another thing.
100%. Make
versus,
sure.
like, here it is.
Absolutely.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Doing that early and often. So I don't deter anybody from partnership. Just there's better ways.
I do.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but that is the same advice I gave, because it was the same. Because a lot of times it's like, hey, Fern, and then he hears, oh, Jay's got this and I got this.
Yeah.
And that was not what I meant or not what he
Yeah,
meant.
yeah.
But write it like, and it doesn't have to be like signed by an attorney, but it's like, hey, Dario will clean the bathrooms on Tuesday, Thursday,
Yeah.
Saturday. Matt will clean these days.
And if you're going to do that, it's more work, because you have to continue to check in and be able to feel comfortable calling somebody out that you care about, or that's your best friend, or XYZ, like being able to be like, hey, what the fuck, dude?
yeah,
There's no toilet paper in the.
But we're all in like successful marriages.
Yeah.
Right? And it's the same thing you're saying.
100%.
And business partnership is harder than marriage, because, I mean, Fern and I do have sexy time, but
Yeah.
for most partners, right? They
Well,
don't.
no.
Between us.
Like, here we are,
Between
like
us.
2 minutes. Like, hey, Roz and I fight, and at the end of the day, I'm like, I still want to have sex with her.
Yes.
So I got to go be nice, right?
Yes,
Where it's
yeah.
like, I don't have that with him. It's like we just have to
No.
get along, because we have the
Since when?
Wait, what happens in
guys gonna
Vegas?
talk?
What happens in Vegas? The greater good of this.
Yeah.
It's a harder discussion to have, and also sometimes it's like two alpha men, right? And it's like hard to bring these things up, but
Yeah.
it's so important.
Yeah, I'm glad it happened when it did, like just post COVID.
It was good timing for
Yeah,
both
for
of you.
sure.
Yeah.
So write things down. What else? Or just
communicate,
like clear.
Just
like,
clear.
Yeah, those are kind of the same
and
thing.
holding each other
right?
accountable weekly, probably weekly meetings, if not more.
Yeah, you guys were not checking in enough.
Yeah, so that's a bit, and we were waiting too long. So towards the end, we started to go, once a
Well,
week. But
and
at that point, it's like,
And also when there's that animosity, you're like, I don't even want to talk to this guy.
yeah,
It's gonna be a fight.
So talk about the meetings, because this is one thing affiliate owners really struggle with, is like the meetings component of like running an affiliate.
Yeah.
They either don't have them, they're terrible, or they're infrequent, or
consistency. Right.
that's the big one.
Yeah.
Like what's your current meeting rhythm right now?
Right now, every 6 weeks we do it with the
staff?
The staff, yeah,
Yep.
which is like a longer one where we'll do about 2 hours. We'll get all the stuff out, and we always end with some sort of coaching development.
I was gonna say it seems a little long, but if you're gonna
Yeah.
pair with coaching development,
Yeah,
then-
yeah. So,
okay.
And then we have a Slack that we're constantly checking in different channels, new members, any injuries, any information, stuff like that. So what I've learned in the last 11 years is over communicate. Right? Don't assume they know what you want. Right? So
What are some examples of you not, because like just to peel that onion for me, because like everybody like thinks they understand what over communicate is, and I continue to learn over and over to like you're just not doing it enough.
yeah. So to the point where they're like, I fucking got it, dude. I get it.
Got
You want
it.
me? You know
But
what I'm
then
saying?
I would go back and be like, well, tell me what you hear.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I think that's a big one.
That's a
like,
great point. That's a
I
good
don't
point.
just have like, okay, what do you have? And they're like, oh, you said to do this. And I'm like, no, that's not what I said.
Yep.
You probably get a lot of that from the fire department though too, right?
Yeah, there's a hierarchy, right? More so in the fire department, it's, I want you to do this, go get it done. I don't care how you do it, but as long as it gets done. I'm particular for some things, so I want it done a specific way. So,
In the department as well.
yep.
Yeah, I get it. I think you should be particular. Hey guys, if you want to help build your team and if you want to have a beautifully put together team, kind of like that sunset back there, that is one of the things that we help people with inside of their boxes. How to build a team, how to train a team, and how to coordinate that team so they give the best and best classes inside of the affiliate so that you can have the most impact that you possibly can. So if you guys want to build your team, we'd love to help you out with that. Set up a call, book the link somewhere around this video, and we'll talk to you on the inside. See ya. What's your biggest struggle communication-wise with your staff? Like, what are you still working on? Or what do you feel like you're just like, man, I could really be better at that?
Having the hard conversations, right? So really close with the majority of my staff, or all of my staff, I should say. Being able to, I've come into that role being a leader, having those tough conversations, but should be able to do it more earlier, I guess, before it turns out to, I don't want that animosity in the past. That's probably what I've learned.
I heard something recently was like feedback on the run is better than none. So like I think a lot of people get hung up on, hey, we have to do this formal thing and we have to do this every quarter. And I forget there was I think there was a study done on this, and like the highest functioning organizations have both. Right, so they have a formal evaluation process that gets done and all of that, but they have crazy high frequency of informal feedback, which is like, hey, just real quick, I saw the class, this is what I want you to do, this is something to consider. And they just do that at a crazy high frequency. And that really struck me. It's like, hey, feedback on the run is better than none.
I like that.
And it's just like, you should just be doing that all the time, and it's like I think once you get, I think the frequency is what gets everybody okay with it. And I think the informal nature also allows you to have like shorter interactions that are less emotional. And you can just address the thing. We don't have to. There's no lead into it. It's just like, hey, real quick, just some feedback on the class. Bam, 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 and then you move on, and then that gets rectified next time.
We've spoke about the last few meetings. It's, hey, we should give each other. I want you guys to give me feedback. Just because I pay for the lights doesn't mean I don't like playing that boss role, unless I need to. But hey, give me feedback when I'm fucking up, or we're as a staff and as a community, we should be seeking more feedback to get better. And I tell the staff, like, hey, if you're not looking to get better, if you don't like feedback, this isn't the place for you.
Yeah, a lot of owners and coaches are like afraid of that word.
Yeah.
And it's often, if you're afraid of that, you're just bad at it.
Yeah.
Because feedback shouldn't be negative.
Yeah.
It should be moving this thing in the right direction. Yep. What are some of the things you've done to improve at that? Because you, like you said, I think your fear of speaking often could have led to even one-on-one.
Yeah, so I used to let things just build up and then I would blow up.
Yeah.
Right. My people skills have gotten better.
For sure.
Used to be an asshole. Well, it still can be.
We all.
Right. So probably Sophia. Sophia's definitely helped me. And then role plays, and then watching other people interact. And honestly, not to toot your horn, but everybody at the gym, every time you came in, everybody loved you and loved your class. So I would take your classes to take something away from it. Right. So I can't.
Appreciate that.
So I walked around a little bit shorter.
That's what it is. Don't be intimidating. Yeah, no, I loved coaching. So many of the members, and I still see them coming in. It's awesome to see those people.
Yeah.
What else? So, feedback, communication, write things down. Like I think anybody that has a profession similar to yours, which is shift work, where you may not see the boss for, days sometimes. That's you have to develop a much higher level of managerial skills.
Yep.
And that's a lot more challenging than people think.
Yeah. So let them know an open door policy. You're never bothering me. I have a GM, Shay, phenomenal job.
So she's a GM as well?
Yeah. So she takes care of all the intros and stuff like that, all the managerial stuff. And then, hey, if you guys have any questions that I'm not here, I told them, hey, I'm going to Vegas for a mastermind. My door's always open. Text me whenever, but don't text me. Cause
if it's an emergency, there's no emergencies.
No, I trust
but that's important, though. Yeah. You should have both. I think you should have both, and I think you should also be telling the staff, like, I'm gone, solve the problem. Yep. Because what will happen is, if they can't, then I've found something that needs to be fixed. Like, if something happens in the 4 days that you're gone, why can't they just solve it themselves? At which point, like, I need to resolve that.
It's like I heard a story. The owner is like, gets a call at 4 a.m. Hey, there's a leak. And it's like, I can't fix it. No. So why don't what would you do about it?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, so-
I would call a plumber. Okay,
Yep.
well, do that
Yeah.
instead.
Like for instance, so that's actually, we run those scenarios. If something comes up, that's a great learning opportunity. So, hey, the Sonos speakers went out. So, okay, now I keep a portable Bluetooth speaker in case it goes out because I'm not going to run in at X time and you need to get the music going. Here's how to troubleshoot.
Right, and for you, it's all like, not only am I not going to run it, I can't.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I might be
I'm literally
picking up this lady or
I'm
resetting
literally
the fire alarm.
24 hours, I can't go anywhere.
Yeah, and that's good too. It's no different than us. Like, hey, we get asked. I got this question 3 times on small group calls. Let's create something for it, right? And it's the same thing for you. Like, okay, this went out. What's the solution for next time?
Yeah.
And always,
and I think
always building on that.
We're always providing more value and exceeding expectations. Like, our coaches come in on time. They're dressed like they have coaches' shirts. They look like a professional. If they're a little late because of traffic, people let it slide. It's not a, fuck, Dario's late again, or he missed the class again. Or
Naples is
Well, that's
crazy.
because
You
it's
could,
the exception.
Yeah,
it's not
exactly,
the rule, right?
exactly.
They're like, oh, that's very out of character.
Is everything okay?
Yeah.
But also, it's like it's downpouring at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Like that happens
that's every afternoon.
Yeah.
in
So
Florida,
that's the thing. So what do? You plan accordingly.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Well, I forgot we're having this conversation, and they're like, this happens all the time. And I was like,
Then what?
so And they're like, how are we going to know? And I'm like, you already know. You just told me that you know because you said it happens every single day. So I don't know why you have not reacted to that scenario.
It did take me a while to pick up on that in Florida. I was like, man, again, it's raining at 3:30, and it's like this is every day,
Yeah.
and then it slowly gets later, and now it's gone,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, that's true. Like, if this is, that's a funny thing to say. Like,
How are we supposed to navigate this scenario? And I'm like, and she's like, we just don't know. And I said, but you do know.
Yeah.
And she's like, but I don't know if they're coming. But you just told me that it happens virtually every day. And they're like,
Touche.
see what you
Yeah.
did there. I was like, yeah, so so plan for it.
and you've added some cool things at the box. You got a sauna now.
Yep. Sauna, cold plunge, 24/7 access.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Those are all
AC.
You had the AC though,
We've
right?
had it,
Yeah,
right?
but those are within the last 2 years. Those things.
Last January we added both. Yeah. So.
How's that gone?
It's gone great. Great added value. Just like the bathroom. Spend a fuck ton on the bathroom. Maybe one person who uses it a day.
I used to shower there. Yeah.
So it's a great, hey, come in, we have shower, we have really nice bathrooms, we have this, that. People might.
The shower is a weird one, man.
Yeah.
The shower is because it has tremendous perceived value, but nowhere even close to usage relative to the perceived value.
But you'll get
of it.
people that join, is what you're
100%,
saying, even though they never
100%.
use it. It's just I could shower.
I could shower, but it won't.
Well, Naples is tough too because you'll shower and then like you get
be
out and you're
sweating.
sweating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even with
Yeah.
the AC, you're just like.
Yeah. So we actually ordered a big ass fan to have it in conjunction with. Because
we have them.
Yeah.
We have AC, and I have 4 big ass fans. I
Really?
think.
So just
yeah, dude.
you as a coach, you want to be comfortable while you're coaching. Partnered with the local Take Two Coffee, so we have free coffee, both cold brew. I think you guys have too,
Yeah,
right?
we have
You
it.
had, you had Nitro there when I left.
Before, yeah, but so now we partner with another.
Yeah, we have a local company
yeah.
that we use. Yeah.
Is that
and,
the place that opened across the street?
No, this one opened up in Fort Myers.
Gotcha.
So he was one of the owners of Narrative. He opened up another cool spot, yeah. And so and then Keurig. So that's free to the customers and stuff.
Yeah, little things like that.
That's it.
Are you charging for the sauna and cold plunge?
Yeah.
In addition to membership?
Correct.
What's your pricing structure for that?
So $199 for unlimited, and then
On top of a membership?
no. So it's $35 for the recovery. So we have
Good.
sauna, plunge, and the Normatec.
Got it.
So we
Monthly,
have
they can
all
use
sleeves.
as much as they
35
want.
So it'd
unlimited.
be $230 for all of it.
Yeah, and then 24/7 access is an additional 15.
So you have some
Get up
people.
to $250.
Yeah.
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 But I mean,
Paying-
people are paying for convenience and value, dude. Like
100%.
they would have to pay significantly more than that to get those services somewhere else.
100%.
What-
So we have a restore right down the road. To
Yep.
use it once, it's like $60.
Yeah.
You know?
Like those memberships are $270
Easy.
a month.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
on top of a gym membership.
That's my point.
Yeah.
This
So
is my
just
point.
Stay here.
How many
Yeah.
members are you at now?
167.
That's fantastic. I mean, and then.
Where were you at 2 years? Like you were in the.
Oh, dude, I think we did the math. We were at 101.
I was gonna say right at 100. Yeah.
And I was like,
okay.
I need X, Y, or Z. I think we did the math, and it's like, dude, you can make what you want with 127 members.
Yeah.
and
Listen.
now you have 40 more than that.
Yeah.
Well, this is always the drill. Everybody thinks they need a significantly larger
do the math.
number because they don't understand what levers to pull that manipulate revenue. which is for the record, and I don't want people to be like, oh, I'm not in the all you need is this. I'm like, that number satisfies what you just told me that you want, but I want you to have significantly more than that, because that allows you to reinvest in the members and grow your coaching staff and all those other things. But you do have to figure out, this is the target right here that relieves the pressure valve on whatever it is that you're dealing with.
Yeah.
So let's get there first.
Absolutely.
Now, let's free up more bandwidth. Now let's go faster. But like that one right there, that satisfies what you're looking for.
And so, as with anything post-COVID, inflation, our rent went up. We pay our coaches double than what we did pre-COVID. We pay for all their education, giving back to them so they can give back to the members. So
that's great.
That's what it allows us to do.
Go ahead.
Of that 167, how many are on like what I would call your platinum of membership, open
plus
gym?
that, about 30.
30 of all. That's
that
great.
have unlimited, because in order to have 24/7
like almost
access,
30%, probably like 25%.
You have 30 people paying you $250 a month.
Yeah. So on top of
Or every 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in order to have 24/7 access, you have to have unlimited.
Right.
Right.
That makes sense.
And actually, July 1st, we started our committed club.
That's the way that should be designed, everybody,
Yeah.
if you're watching this, right? So that's a way to not cannibalize your overall offering.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you have to have the premiere to even talk to me about this.
For sure.
Yeah.
You just started the committed club?
I know.
What took so long?
Having too much shit on my plate, and then, you know what I mean? And then me a little bit micromanaging, but Sophia started jumping on board, helping me with a lot of
She's
stuff.
running it?
I don't know. We'll have to ask her. I'm sure we're not. But she's been pushing me towards it.
So so you had too much shit. So how do you talk about that? What did you start getting off your plate and why?
What the little stuff as far it's been a while since Shay got on, almost a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah,
So she's
wow.
doing all the intro and all the intake and stuff like that. So I've got that.
So all of your lead flow has been handed off.
All the cleaning, all that stuff, all the major bits has gone off. I just do like payroll and scheduling at most, and then coaching.
So would it be fair to say you have little to no day-to-day operational roles?
Yeah, very minimal.
You could leave the gym?
Yeah, I'm over here.
How long do you think you leave the gym?
Probably, I say I feel comfortable with 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
We were having that conversation when I got back recently. I was gone for 3 weeks, and the team was like, "You could leave for a month."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, how long could?" Not that I want to leave longer than that, but I was like, "How long could I leave before this would be a problem?" And they're like, 3 months would be a problem.
Why?
And this was what I was trying to get at, because I didn't know. And they're like, "We really wouldn't know what to do for like." And I was like,
Steering like big picture stuff.
right. And I was like, "Oh, strategy. We have a strategy gap." Like, "Oh, okay. So I need to go resolve that."
But you could also do that virtually.
But the point is like, but it needs to be done. You could do it virtually. That wasn't the point. The point wasn't virtual or in person. The point was, what was the gap that needed to be filled? That if for whatever, like, let's just say something in my life changed or your life changed. We're like, I don't want to leave for 3 months, but that's what has to happen. Like we were talking to somebody, Claire, the other day. We're just like,
They're just going to Germany.
maybe,
Yeah.
right? And I said, okay, well that changes everything, because sometimes you don't get a say so in what happens. And I don't think if you were to just present somebody, we're like, you have to leave for 3 months. You don't get a say so for any, like you have something happens with your family and you have to go take care of your parent or whatever. Like make something up that like you do not get to set foot in the gym for 90 days. What needs to happen in order for that to be the case, where it doesn't just not burn to the ground, but it operates effectively and grows while you're like, what rate? Who cares? Doesn't matter, but it grows. 1% or 30%, I don't care. Growing is growing. And that was what we established. It was like, oh, there's a strategy gap there that I need to articulate the larger vision and strategy, and like, these are the target goals that we need to get to, and here's how we're going to get them. At which point they would be armed with enough information that they could problem solve themselves, because they're more than capable of doing so.
Yeah, so back to the committed thing. I saw what really started, hey, why we have to implement a push press, had their analytics. I think they did it at the so they talk about that and like overturning 1% churn.
Where'd you see them do that?
They were at
the
Jacksonville.
Yeah,
the summit,
watched that and I was like, whoa, like it's 1%, 17 grand or whatever it is, however you quantified it. Secondly, as far as going back to taking time away, last year that happened to us. So my youngest, Santi, got diagnosed with glaucoma, didn't know what that was going to look like, so he had to get multiple surgeries, right? So
and he smokes a lot of weed now?
Yep, yeah. Gummies, more so gummies, because he can't really inhale them. So we put it in his milk. Yeah.
His milk. No, but he's good, right? Like that was.
good,
I
yeah.
remember talking to you and watching that.
Yeah.
That stresses you out when you have kids, you know. But You guys are.
Yeah, so we were gone for a couple weeks because we had to go to Miami and get an Airbnb and get some surgeries. But he's doing good. So he has next surgery next March.
And no eye damage.
No, because we got it from onset to the way things worked out, from onset to surgery.
How'd you know?
So Murph last year went to go coach. Sophia calls me. She's like, hey, we need to go to the hospital. I'm like, what's up? She goes, something's wrong with Santi's eye. I'm like, all right, bring him on in. Let me take a look. And so one of his eyes was completely clouded over.
I was going to say gray.
Yeah.
He had glaucoma.
Yeah?
No. Cataracts.
Cataract. Okay.
Yeah, very different. Very different.
Then you don't need to be smoking so much. He's just smoking. He got it from a one wheel.
Yeah. Head trauma.
No.
We think.
It's very likely.
Yeah.
It happened after that. Like, yeah, I didn't get diagnosed with one, but I for sure had a concussion.
He's dumber. He's dumber.
How do you pull that?
Smarter.
How do you pull that? Like, just going?
Oh, I had been messing around with it for like 2 days. I was on the back street right behind the gym, full tilt, and just got a little too forward, dug the nose in, and then had that weird realization, which is like, I might be able to run this out, and then come to the realization that I cannot run 20 miles an hour. And then just crushed myself.
You did think you could, though.
Oh, yeah. I was like, I'll be all right. No, I'm not going to be okay.
I'm an athlete. I'm a D1 athlete.
So,
nope.
But you noticed Santi's eye was like clouded over?
Yeah.
And
Yep. So we went to Children's Hospital local by the house. And then comes to find out Sophia's childhood neighbor, the oldest sister, is an ophthalmologist.
Okay.
Her dad reached out to her. Her dad got us into Baskin Palmer, which is one of the best eye institutes in the country, and she called us up and got us in with the guy. So.
Did they?
Now he's good.
Was there any Did they figure out what that was from, or just?
So we actually just got the geneticist exam. It was just a freak accident. So it was not it's either hereditary or just a genetic mutation. So if we had a hereditary trait, our next kid would have a 25% chance. But genetic mutation, it's just something.
Just
some of
popped
those
up.
mutations are good. You could have taken away a superpower.
I mean,
maybe that glaucoma was going to become like
laser beams or something.
Well, he still has it. He still has glaucoma. It's just maintained.
I'd hate to see you take that away from him.
Does he have to wear glasses or anything?
Not right now. So
Patch?
everything's just to train the eye. But I might just leave it on.
Yeah, that's badass.
Yeah, it just
like,
looks fucking tough.
We could take it off, but I think the girls are going to be into this.
Just teach him to say "arr."
So the biggest thing with him is he can't do contact sports. Like, so I asked if he can do jiu-jitsu because we want to get them in when they're like 4.
Yeah.
He just can't do competitive.
Doctor, it's just like a doctor being like, don't deadlift.
Yeah.
Like, I've done jiu-jitsu for a long time, and I think I would say this, like, you're going to get poked in the eye, but whether or not you have glaucoma, it's like...
Yeah, well, it's just a higher chance for retinal detachment.
Yeah, I was rolling and I was with a girl, and, like, her finger went, like, all the way in. I was like, oh, you mother...
Just have him wear, like, a Jason mask or something.
Yeah, you could, and they make, like...
Just close your
face
eyes.
No, but they make, like, a mask, too.
Okay.
Yeah, get him in there.
Do you know what... have you sorted out your question for the weekend?
Yes, we were just talking about it earlier. I'm like, they're gonna be on me. Forgot what it was.
What's your question, Sophia, for the weekend?
What's the hot seat? Yeah, what was it? Oh, it was literally our biggest is space.
Oh,
like square footage.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's interesting because
to offer
167 there.
Yeah, so I mean,
you have room still.
We have room like 225. I think we can get to 230.
Yeah.
But to let's say do other offerings, because
why do you want to do other offerings?
I know. I like to
we got the hot seat.
No. I like to do. I just want, have our main bread and butter. But she's throwing out some stuff, so that's what the question she wants answered.
Okay. I like it.
And they're on our overall goal in 5 to 10 years.
Sophia.
Yeah, and our goal 5 to 10 years.
Well, because
is what?
Have a
bigger space.
Like a building where we can have a chiropractor, physical therapist, like a wellness center.
Where
you're
can
trying
you
to
do
own
that?
the building.
There's some land we're looking at purchasing.
Where?
Right across the street. And there's some a little bit east. That's the thing. So Naples, 2 mile. You can't go out of a 2-mile radius, right? So
east would be down to Mockley, away from 75.
Correct. Not too far.
I want to help you refine that question because I don't think your question is the question.
Yeah.
Please
help.
They never opened that plaza across the street? Didn't they put a plaza like directly?
Yeah, they did. They didn't want a CrossFit gym there, so we were looking to move into there like 5 years ago.
But there's room there still for a plaza? For a gym? for you to open?
They don't want any CrossFit gym
Oh, so
there.
you couldn't go there?
No.
Gotcha.
But in the future, we'll look around. I'm always on LoopNet every day, checking out. And the way Collier County is, the permitting is a pain in the dick.
Is there any like drugstores around you?
There's a CVS, and if you guys want to come partners, they want $17 million for it.
For the building?
$17 million?
For
Just for the
CVS.
building or to own the CVS franchise?
No, just for the building.
I'm sure they want $17 million, but
Yeah.
they're probably not going to get that. That's
No.
insane.
That was on the same side of Zoo, right?
Correct.
The
A little bit
CVS?
further down.
Yeah.
I'm looking at one. I don't know if I'll be able to get my hands on it, but
A
I'm gonna
CVS?
try. So no, drugstores. So drugstores are ideal to convert into CrossFit gyms
to keep. Why do you say that?
because they typically have
Big
ideal.
open space.
It's big open space, tons of parking.
Yeah. Bathrooms.
And, well, a bit of a bathroom, but you would have plenty of space to build those out. But also prime time real estate. All of them are
Or
on
like
a
a
corner
corner
of a
anchor,
major
yeah.
intersection.
It's
They're
true.
typically like an anchor tenant.
Yeah, but they're there because they have a major margin.
Yeah.
And they're what they're selling,
doesn't
right? But $17 million for a gym is
No,
not
but
reasonable.
this is where people don't know this. So typically, those franchises do not own that property. The builder or the property developer puts them in there because they can charge them premium rent.
I didn't know that.
But they typically do not own the real estate.
Gotcha.
So you would need to go buy that because, and the good part in most of these instances is they're very unlikely to be able to replace it with a tenant who could be able to afford those rents. So you can come in and buy it because tons of them are shutting down right now because more direct to consumer, you know, Amazon is taking all of their market share.
Yeah.
So if you are looking for a spot, I would check out Walgreens, CVS's, and Rite Aids because they are shutting down left and right.
So, and then one of your life goals is probably retire from the fire department in,
Absolutely.
12
Yeah,
years?
That would be
At
awesome.
20? You want to
yeah.
go before then?
No. I thought you meant like.
When can you
Total.
retire? Is it 20 or
25.
25.
Oh, you
Yeah,
have to wait
so-
till 25?
So you can take a penalty. So as soon as you get your 10 years, you vest, and then you can retire, but you're not going to get shit. So 25 years, you get.
That's like the drop and all that stuff.
Yeah, 5 years, 5 more years of drop. So 25 years, I'll be 53. A drop, I'll be 58. Hopefully, I set myself up nice. That
Still young at that point.
Fire
dude.
is the way to go.
it's a great career. Yeah, you know, you go hang out with your buddies, get a little break, or Sophia gets a break from me.
Yeah.
So,
To sleep a lot.
oh yeah, right.
You, How often do you sleep through the night?
Probably never.
It's all depending on what truck you're
No,
on.
Naples is.
I do that, but the nursing homes. That's.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it depends on your location. Depends on what truck you're on, because like
So-
it's station. Because I
Yeah.
know like in Virginia Beach, my father-in-law's retired firefighter. My brother-in-law used to be a firefighter. So it's just like it all depends on the station you're at.
Sure, and even the station, the shift before could have ran nothing, and then you get your dick kicked in, and you ran 7.
Well, is Nick still there, Davis?
He works at the airport.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Yeah.
like he had a cush.
Oh,
job.
that was
Yeah.
They only had like 10 people.
He was literally a firefighter at the airport. He's like,
Yeah.
we get nothing.
Oh.
Nothing.
He started
Nothing.
an entire business.
And probably way better pay because that's probably a federal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, and he started a business.
He started a massive like fly fishing company
Yeah, he said he would make fly fishes at.
while he
That'd be
was
nice.
on shift. So
Yeah.
there's that. Well, we're excited to
Yeah.
unpack this question. As always, great seeing that one. Your wife,
Yes,
you.
Great seeing you
And
guys.
just
Yeah, how'd you
seeing-
score that one?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Was it the mustache?
I didn't have a mustache
He-
at the time.
Oh,
You went. Somebody introduced you. I remember this.
Yeah, Vince
Yeah.
did. So,
Oh, it's Vince?
Yeah, so we both got our long-term relationships, and then
Yeah, you dated. You were dating a girl when I moved there. I
Yep.
forget her name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know.
you forgot her name too.
Yeah, I forgot her too.
No, but
Yeah,
it was
so I
like
looked
weird.
at-
I was like, "That's
Dude, she's-
Dario's girlfriend." Like,
she is out of my league, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, we can all agree on that.
Yeah, 1,000%. So I think I tell myself I'm a magician. I turned a night out, 8 Tito vodka, Tito and sodas, nachos, and some banana bread pudding
Into 2 kids.
into 2 kids in a marriage. Yeah,
And soon to be more kids.
Well done.
absolutely, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you know a successful man. Right? Like,
From Tito's to 2 kids.
no, just like you look at Sophia and you're like, this guy, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, he's got something. I remember,
It's the I like it's the mustache.
I remember this is, you'll understand this reference. Like, they're not together anymore. You know, Jeff.
Yep.
Like, what was his, Leona?
Yeah.
He's an awesome dude.
Great dude.
Fire department. Is he North Naples also?
Yeah.
Is he still around there?
Yeah, he's a lieutenant.
Well,
He's
shout
awesome.
out to Jeff. I
yeah,
love
he's
him.
going around the country teaching at like conference and stuff
And
like that.
by the
He's a
way,
big dog.
went from like more inflamed than me to shredded.
Dude, he's peeled. He's
but I remember
work. He's a
Roz and I were together, and I was like, I was like, something about that Jeff. Like, I was like, he's got his shit together.
He's a good
And
dude.
she was like, have you seen his wife? Like, she's so far out of his league, right? And like now they're split up, but he's got another attractive. But I'm like, I was like, yeah, that was my realization. I was like, oh yeah, like you have to have your shit together.
Yeah, and
Like-
I had a,
No,
you know,
not all the time.
she, I was a fireman and I had the gym, so she probably thought I was wealthy, and then she later was
You found
sadly
out that was
sadly disappointed.
hey, firefighters don't make money. Neither do gym owners. But you've turned both of those around.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
Well, that's
Yeah.
awesome, and you're an amazing father. So, great stuff. Good to see you, Dario.
Good to see you
Yeah,
guys.
I'm
dude, I
excited to
love,
hang all
Thanks for
weekend.
the
I
opportunity.
love. It's been cool to watch you over the past couple of years and like make those transitions into the spot where you're at now. You know, particularly, being the gym mayor, dude.
Yeah.
Like you get to
Absolutely.
do all the fun parts.
That's the goal,
So
right?
yeah, that's cool. So as always, bro, I'm glad you're here with us in the heat.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yep. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for checking out this episode of the Best Hour of Their Day podcast. We appreciate you listening and choosing to have us help you in your passion for coaching and affiliate ownership. You can find more episodes just like this on all podcast platforms. If you're interested in learning more, you can reach out to us on any social media platforms, or you can visit www.besthouroftheirday.com to book a call. If you found this episode helpful for you, please share it so that we can help other coaches and affiliate owners to help build a bigger and stronger CrossFit community. Thanks for listening.